Hi and welcome to Game on DNX. The last few days have been absolutely blasting Dofus Unity. These changes they've made is absolutely incredible, and the game performance, although it still needs some work, is still running really smooth considering they've moved from a Flash game to a Unity game. So I'm absolutely loving it, and today I want to drop some tips and tricks that I've discovered, not only things that have been implemented in the game, you might know about them, you might not, so stick around and see if you know anything. So the first thing we'll start with is the launcher here. So the launcher, if you multi-account, you probably know about this, is account management here. So there's account management here. So I have my 8 accounts logged in, but you can turn off which accounts you don't want to log in at any time. And you can also drag and drop the order that you want your accounts to launch into. So when you're level 200 and you know the initiative of who's going to go first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, depending how many accounts you play, you can drag and drop and they'll actually open up in that order as well. I'm already logged into my account, so you can't see here, but you can also, there's normally a button here, you can press a little arrow there and it'll come up with your list of accounts. You can press that if you just want to open a single account. Otherwise you just press the play button, all 8 of your accounts will boot up as well. Now another thing as well, you can choose where you want your connection to go to directly. So you can go just to your character choice, you can go into the game, or your server choice. I leave one on my character choice just in case, you know, I make another character and I want to launch into them instead on the day. You never know. Now, other things I'd recommend as well, that Dofus Unity, it actually default launches in full screen. I've switched that back to windowed for some of the settings that I'm going to show you now that make the game a lot easier. So open your taskbar settings there, and you come down to taskbar behaviors, and then you change this so when using multiple play, show the taskbar on apps. So I've only got it to show where they're open, not across all the screens. So I have my internet, everything that goes over there, and they always get the stack and everything like that. But for my main screen here, nothing is allowed to stack or hide any labels. So that's why you can see the full name of my accounts and what class they are, which one, it helps identify which account that is going to be you're going to be using if you need to specifically use one of your characters. And also moving from that, you go into game here, and you can go into your actual options here, and under the general tab here, you'll see that it has display the class item as a window icon here. If you actually turn this off, it just turns back to the normal Dofus default icon, but you click it on and it'll be the class specific one as well. So that's why I run the game in windowed and have it spread out like that as well, so I can quite easily know which character I'm going to switch to if for any reason when it comes to questing, trying to eliminate the having to use Alt Escape. There's a few new things as well that have been introduced into Unity. Now these are great features. They still need to be ironed out, and I can't wait to see what they come up with in the future. But the first one that I'll talk about here, and probably the most important here, if you go into your game and then you go into your fight settings here, there's an option here that says move the window to the foreground in the fight. So what that means is when you're in a fight and you end your turn on your character, when it's the next character's turn, they'll actually just boot up that window. It'll be the one that comes to the front there. So the options are still blank though. All I've done is gone through on every account and set it to the top one here, and it works flawlessly. I don't have a single issue with it, and I can show you what it looks like in a moment after we go over some of the other settings that are really good and useful in a parting setting and when you're multi-counting as well. So the other thing we have here as well, so this is my group leader, this is my CRA. So on him and everybody else, I have that they automatically ready up and they automatically join fights there. Now when you're on your character, you can turn these off. They don't need to be on, but I just have it on because I'm out here farming at the moment. And then at level 10, you unlock probably the greatest ability in the game, which is auto follow. Now, as someone who runs 8 accounts, when I used to have to run the accounts left and right, it would take a while. Even with alt escaping, it felt like it took a while. But now, I just one click left and everybody follows. Another great feature they've added to the game as well is that you can actually activate a GPS on your account and then they'll send it up there. So this is why I have my mini-map so big as well, so I can see where I'm going. But for example, if I want to go up here, I'll just go control, left click, and everyone's going to run to that location. Now again, this is still being worked on, and there can be issues that might arise that you might get a character who just isn't coming, so you just hover over and see what they're doing, and it might be they're just really lagging behind and they will get to eventually, or you know, we've all had this. Sometimes we go to change the map ourselves and it just won't work, and that will happen to your character that's trying to run there. So you just need to go over to them and just click them over again, and then just go back to your main account and move them left to right again, and then they will start moving again. Now, some other things I'd like to discuss, we need to jump into a fight here to show you. So we'll jump into the fight here, we'll just do it quickly here. So we get everyone to jump into this fight here. Now you're thinking, oh yuck, that's a hassle to move everybody in order. So as long as you're controlling your main character here, so my Kra is my party leader. If you left click on any one of your units, they will get a nice highlight around them, and then you can move them to wherever you want. And that includes switching with other characters there, so they can all go to where you would like them to go. It is such a great feature there. If you're doing all these, following all this, you would never, when you're fighting and moving across the map, you'll never have to come off your main party leader account. You choose your challenges on this guy. Let's just do statue, press confirm. So we can show you, so it's my Kra's turn, 100% of my Kra's agility, so he's going to do 0 damage, but I'll pass my turn, and then when it comes to my next character turn there, you see that it just got brought up automatically, and then I can just hit this guy, and then you'll basically end up dead. It is such a great feature that you only have to be on your main account here. As you can see again, I've never had an issue with this popping up. The only issue is that the text is blank. It is an amazing feature, and I really, really recommend that everyone uses it. Another option as well is to set up a custom display, but I'll quickly just finish this fight and then I'll come back to you and explain about displays. Alright, and I'm back. That didn't take too long at all. It's just a single mob there. But another thing I wanted to discuss today as well is about actually using the feature to create custom displays that you can apply either in normal, in general, or in combat. Now, it's important to note some of this stuff is still a bit iffy, and I've made my characters all look the same because I did save one as my main display, but there's some issues where if I do it, you know, my XP bar will come up actually different. The challenges would still show up in different areas, and same as the party thing there. There's multiple options you can fiddle around with in your actual options, or even up here as well about locking module, unlocking modules. It seems to be whether it'll work or not is, I think, on a person-to-person basis from what I've seen with other people. But it's still such a great thing to get your characters on a general layout, so you know that it all looks good. Otherwise, honestly, I think the game is great. It's a great thing. These multi-tips and tricks that I've come up with today, I hope they help you. If I've missed any, please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. I've got some new content hopefully coming out in a couple of days. Thank you.